Everyone, please give this live a like. Oh, that's so sweet of you. Thank you. Uh, I'm a Jersey girl. Know about that. Makeup and done up hair stuff. Looking good, Jan. Thank you, Barbara. Uh, Patsy, hello from melting North Florida. Wait till you hear a part of my notes about the melting and the heat and all that. 1 minute to go. Melting North Florida. I know all about that. I spent 40 years or more probably in Florida, and I only left Florida for business trips, mostly conventions, which meant you saw an airport, an airplane, a taxi, and the inside of a hotel and nothing else. It didn't count as travel at all. Hi, Melissa. No, she got up earlier. Who got up earlier? All right, 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Anybody that's not on here now is just going to have to read from the replay. Okay, please give me put a number one on in a comment right now if you're going to be on the trip to Route 1. So I want to know how many Route 1 trippers we've got. Just a one, and then hit send. That's one. Mayflowers. Anybody else? There's another one. That's two. Laura, hi. Three. Marcia, yes. Four. I think that's four. Five. Anybody else? Six. I think I'm counting them right. Sometimes I miss these things. It's hard on a live. Okay, so we've got at least six here, so we're going to go with it. All right, so if you wouldn't mind just listening for just a minute here while I read some notes that I made, because it's important. Speaking of melting Florida, it was 47 degrees last night.
Yeah.
It was 47. How's that sound? 47. So my first thing for planning is plan for cooler weather because September and October could be cooler. Another thing about the trip, there are a very few trees. I mean, they're real rare, but there are a few trees that are already starting to turn just a bit. So we may have, it's going to be hard to predict. Now, we're not going to leave when the first leaves start. We're not going to start the trip then. I'm still thinking maybe early October. We'll give details on the Facebook pages as far as when we leave. But it's fluid. All right. So let me just read this. I hate to read to you, but I think it's important. You are responsible for your own trip. It is a group effort, but an individual. I will risk my life to save you if I need to, but I will not loan you a nickel. I thought I'd make that clear. So you have to plan your trip. This is not a bus tour, and I'm not the guided tour, bus driver reading off where we're all going to be, but keep listening. We're not done yet. This trip is going to help you gain confidence. If you are a full timer, if you have a lot of experience, or if you're an absolute newbie, this is going to strengthen your travel skills. It's going to strengthen my travel skills, and I've been doing it for a year and a half. Okay, keep listening. If you're not an experienced traveler, this is your chance. You will have help if you have any questions because we're going to be a group. Even if you've done some camping and traveling, trip is your opportunity to get experience planning each day's travel. We're going to have general plans, but I'll get to that in a minute too. Google search will find the type of place that you want to visit along the way, like beaches, historic places, antique shopping, souvenirs. You're not going to get lost because Google Maps will help you. Google location sharing will help you find other trippers. That's what I think we should call each other as trippers, people who are on the trip. Butterfly trippers. we are all here to support each other, and I believe everybody that's going on this trip everybody just wants to help everybody else. I suggest downloading iOverlander. iOverlander will find you a place to stay. Maine is pretty good experience here with iOverlander, finding good places to stay, pretty much most of the state. But we're all different. Some of us like to get up really early. Some of us don't like to get up early. So we're not going to be able to stay together at all because we are all going to have our different timing. Some of us are going to want to see things along the way. Some people want hookups every night. Some people want only free places. So there's going to be a lot of variety of travel styles here. Some people can drive an hour or two a day, and some people can drive 5 or 6 hours a day. So you can see that there's going to be a lot of difference in travel style. I am going to try very hard to get some places for a group to stay. The farther south we go, the easier that's going to be. But here in Maine, I'm going to try for senior centers. I'm going to call cities. I've already got somebody's already working on calling senior centers, the activity centers where they have dances and games and various things for seniors. And I would think that they would loan us a parking lot for one night. We could probably put quite a few people in a parking lot for one night. One thing I want to warn you about for safety's sake, well, you know all the safety rules, and like I said, I'm not in charge. You're in charge of your trip, but that it's not a good idea to follow. Lee and I have been traveling together. Was that today we lost each other? Yesterday, both days. I don't know. It's not safe to have to follow. So we should leave at different times and so forth. And ideally, we'll have a place for everybody to meet up. Cracker Barrels probably would love to see a big group come in. I know they have buses come in, so we can let them know ahead of time however many people we'll have coming. And most of them have really big parking lots, so we can call ahead and let them know that we will be there. So the safe thing to do is to try to meet up somewhere at night. It depends on how many people we have going. Some people will start out wherever you start, and you may just go part of the trip. That's great. And some people may be there 2 or 3 days and then just need to go home. Or some people may spur of the moment want to join us. I would like to see everybody sharing location on Google Maps if you feel comfortable with that. I will share my directions, my location with anybody that's going. And then all you have to do is go on Google Maps and you'll see my butterfly. If you click on the butterfly, it'll give you some options, and it'll tell one of the options is directions, and it will take you directly to me. So that's one of the things we can do: share locations with each other and so forth. We could do kind of a buddy system thing. All right, let me go back. What you need to plan: money, 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 money. Not that this is going to be expensive, because my plan is zero cost. That's my personal plan. For overnight, that is, of course. Gas, you need to know what your gas mileage is, figure out how much of the trip you're doing. If you're doing the whole thing, it's 2,466 miles, I think.
88 miles.
88? I've seen different numbers, really.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know why that is. But anyway, somewhere in that neighborhood, just say 2,500, and figure your gas mileage. And if you're going the whole way, figure out how much it's going to be and have the credit available, or preferably the cash. You're going to need cash anyway, just in case, You have to decide if you want to make reservations for campgrounds along the way. I'm pretty sure some people will want to do that. That's fine. Of course, you're going to have food. You'd have to eat at home too. But if you're going to eat out, you need to plan for that too, as far as cash goes. There are cheap ways to go. There are a lot of people travel without even a refrigerator. So that is possible. And then you need some cash for miscellaneous things, of course. You need to determine your start point, where you are starting out and where you are going to end up. The route's pretty simple. It's Route 1. We'll talk about how to get up to Fort Kent in just a minute if you're going all the way. But Route 1 is almost all of the trip. And I say that because there are a couple of places, particularly in Maine, where 1A is far more scenic. Somebody's calling me. Sorry.
Florida's.
Yeah, there are
1A.
places in Florida too where if you want to go along the water, and personally I kind of do, then 1A or A1A in Florida is the more scenic route. So it's all going south from from Maine though. So we will be in close proximity for the whole time too. All right, so I need to get, here's the problem in organizing anything, and I'm not organizing it. I kind of am, aren't I?
Suggesting.
I'm suggesting, that's it. I don't want to be responsible, but I'll help any way I can, except money. Um, uh, you know, we've got the two Facebook pages, and some people are who have either are contacting me by email or by text or something. So I'm getting a lot of different answers back as far as when you're going. So to help us really organize this so we know what we're doing, I would like your help. I want to break it down by state. If you're only doing Maine or if you're only doing Florida, I would like an email from the people who are dedicated to doing this adventure. I'd like an email to butterflytracks, TRACKS, at AOL.com. And I want these, well, here's my list. 3 things that I really would love to have to help organize and help keep everybody safe. I would like to know your phone number so I can text you if I need to. I want to know the state or states that you'll be traveling with us and include your start and end point. So your phone number and your what part of the route you are taking, including your start and end point, if you know it. Now, this is all fluid. It always is. You can change whatever you like. And then also to help identify you, I mean, I haven't done everybody's van tour yet. So I would like to know the year, make, model, and color of your rig would be helpful for us all, I think. We have volunteers who will create a spreadsheet and volunteers who are not traveling who are going to help us coordinate. They're not even going to be on the road with us, but they're going to coordinate. So I think that's really generous of them. Okay, that ends my notes. Plan for weather of any kind. Could be cold, like I said last night, 47 for those of you who are in the hot, melting Florida and so forth. That probably would feel freezing cold to you right now. Going to be dark at 7:30. You're not going to need not going to need the light soon. Anyway, we might. Question. Howdy, hi Leslie. I met Leslie up here. We had an instant meetup. Hey Judy, haven't worn makeup in 15 to 20 years. Bless your heart. I wish I could just not, but it kind of makes me feel good, so I'm going to keep doing it. I'm out picking and eating strawberries the size of large golf balls. Oh, sounds so good. Love your videos. Thank you. You're going. Okay, Leslie, great idea. Anybody? Oops. Yeah, here's some more. Share a photo of your strawberries. Yes. Ramona, hi.
Hi,
Nancy
Ramona.
Johnson. Leslie Hooks. Hi, Leslie. Okay, I think I'm at the end of the. This is so hard to follow when it's hard to see too. Okay. All right. Any questions, suggestions, ideas? The number of people we're going to need to know that because I think we have like around 150 people on the Route 1 Facebook page. If we had 150 people show up in Kent, we'd need several escorts, Secret Service. We'd need the police at both ends of this gigantic parade. We'd have to go down the road going like that. But I'm pretty sure that's not everybody is going to start at the top. And some people that are on that page have said they'll just volunteer to help along the way to, help with communications between people and so forth. So I think it's going to be quite the adventure. I know I will be more experienced at the end of it, and I hope a lot of you will be too. Ramona says, "Hey, Lee, miss you."
Miss you too.
uh, will there be a caravan trip planned for 2024? As a matter of fact, the first one that will be to Quartzsite in the middle of January. We'll plan that from Florida, and we will meet up there at Quartzsite. No charge, nothing. We're going to be on free BLM land out there, and I hope to visit several other YouTubers that I know while we're there too. Love the Google Map location finder. Yes, Google is your friend. If you have an iPhone, get to know your Google. If you look, go to Google, click on whatever your icon is. Let me see if I can show you here, because some of you may not know about trips. Okay, so I am going to click up in the right hand corner here of the butterfly. That's my icon, and it gives you a drop down. And then in this drop down is location sharing when we call for that. Also, timeline. Here's my timeline. Let me show you my timeline. You've probably seen this on our Facebook pages before. Oh, I have no service here. It's trying to go back in time. Anyway, you might want to turn on your timeline. It shows where you've been. And, it'll be good for your records, and you can show people how far you've been. So if you haven't done that yet, maybe that's a good idea. Is that getting any better light on me? All these trees are making it dark sooner than it would have been. All right, let me see if we got any comments. I can only listen for a bit, but wanted to say hi and what's going on. Hi, Travels with Tia the Terror. That's a cute name. We're talking about our road trip from Kent, Maine to Key West. Estimated start date. End date is the real unknown. We're not going to end up there all at the same time, because like I said, some people want to travel 1 or 2 hours a day. Some people could travel 5 or 6 hours a day. We're going to be like this giant amoeba sort of flowing toward Florida. It's not going to be a cohesive parade down to Florida. We will be close by to help each other. Yay, Arizona. Yes, we're doing it. Start date, that's a little bit up in the air too. It depends on two different things. If there's a giant cold snap early, I'm out of here. I'm not going to be in Maine in the snow. So it could start a little early. That's not likely though. I'm thinking around the first week of October. That's what I'm thinking right now. And then the leads should be turning as we go. Some people may want to drive straight to Florida or whatever your stopping point is. And some people are going to want to linger in little places to see different things. There's one thing I do plan on doing, and that is Acadia National Park. If you have your senior pass, and you should get one, America the Beautiful pass, I think it's $80. There's a beautiful one-way loop around that park that I think everybody probably, is a scenic drive. I think it's right on our way, Acadia National Park. So that's one thing I want to plan. But people are going to have different things you want to see. I think that the purpose of our togetherness here is to be in close proximity if anyone needs anything, and also, like people out front might say, "Hey, did you see that something or other?" Along the way. But I think everybody's going to have different interests, so I don't see us staying together all the time, just there if we need it. And hopefully even sleeping, yeah. Particularly the farther south we go, it's going to get easier and easier to find free places. But I think I've got it covered in Maine. Hoping I get to join you in Florida. Right, Ramona? Yeah, from Jacksonville probably, right? Too early to tell. And she will be at Quartzsite. I bet we'll have a good group going to Quartzsite too. Nancy. Yeah, the location sharing is going to be a great way to find each other. Yeah. If you have a GPS, that's wonderful. I just, for the first time not too long ago, I used the TomTom that's already included in my car, in the computer of my car. My phone died. I was out on the road alone, had a long way to go, and my phone died. So I didn't know where I was, hardly knew where I was going. I have a compass. I knew I was going north at the time. But anyway, if you got a GPS, or can borrow one from a family member, that would be nice. Share ideas if maybe we can share ideas of things to see. Yes, places to meet others. Yes, we'll do all of that. The details on Facebook. Yes, Lee does is good with her Google Maps now. Yes. Amoeba, yes, this giant flowing amoeba. It's going to be going like this all down the road. Okay, Park Loop in Acadia is beautiful. Yes, and then I did the Park Loop, and then there's this other the other half of the park is also a beautiful drive, and I didn't do that. I didn't stop at places either. There are places in there that are really good to stop. Hey, Bright. Hey, everyone. You can close the live chat momentarily so you can give this live stream a like. I love that. Thank you, Bright. I'm hoping to catch up with you all in Florida if you're still traveling around October 17th, but you may be finished by then. I don't think so. I'm planning on going a lot slower than that. This is, to me, this is my trip. Yours could be different. Some of you are going to want to rush on down, but everybody's so different. You know, um, uh, People want to get up and drive early. Some people are going to sleep late and drive later. They may drive the same amount of time and end up the same place. But, that's just going to be, I don't want anybody feeling like someone's holding them back if they need to get back quicker. And if you want to stop and shop or whatever it is that you like doing, I think you should be able to do that. But you will have trippers in close proximity to talk to along the way, even if we're not together every minute. I think one person volunteer for every location we think that's a good idea. Spend the night, be the contact for the location so 30 people aren't calling
Good idea.
Cracker Barrel. Exactly. Yeah, I wouldn't mind being the person that lets, Cracker Barrel know, but then, assistance along the way would be so helpful. When I drove to Maine from Florida, Waze got me there without any glitches. That's good. That's good. If I share locations where I'm going, I will be sharing from Google Maps. And I know Waze is great. Waze and Google, I think, are both owned by Google. So I think, it each has its advantages. Yeah. Mona and Leslie met here, and I didn't get Leslie on film. We'll have to do that sometime. I hope your van is coming together, Leslie. I like the slow and steady route. Me too. I stop for Ferris wheels and caverns. See, that's the thing. If you're gonna be here
Ramona would
anyway,
like that.
yeah, that's what Ramona said. That was
Oh,
Ramona
that's
said.
Ramona.
You
Oh.
should. She recognized what you said. Yeah, I think you should enjoy this trip. I think you should plan plenty of time. Now you can go faster if you want to. We all have individual adventures here, but I think we ought to just stop and smell the roses once in a while. That kind of thing. Okay, here we go. Carol's going. My van needs help. It's something to work on. Yeah, I don't. Okay, this kind of gets stuck sometimes. I think that might be the last one. Okay, so going up to Fort Kent. Was it 95 we took, right?
Yeah.
95 to 11. The Interstate 95 up to 11, and 11 takes you all the way to Fort Kent, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Google will help you with that, but rather than don't go up one. I mean, you can go up one if you want to, but it's going to take you a whole lot longer. So when we do decide to go, I'll give you plenty of notice as soon as I know. It should be hopefully sometime the first week of October, is what I know right now, unless there's a big giant winter freeze coming along.
I can go with you if it's the first week.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking it will be. Besides, my brother's coming to Maine. I haven't. He's got a brand new, beautiful camper, so I'm hoping to babysit their dogs for them, so that they can go hiking. They're athletic people. So, when we get to Fort Kent, got some friends up there, near there, and wait till you see this next video I've got coming. I know a lot of us are interested in tiny homes and um, off grid. Lee and I stayed in a place, some friends of ours, that's completely off grid, totally self built and off grid.
9/10 of a mile from the main road.
And it's gorgeous, just gorgeous. So that's going to be in, and I'm interviewing these people, and you've seen these people before if you watch my channel. So it's going to be so good. They are, if the whole world was like these two people, what kind of world would we have?
Paradise.
Paradise. We kept saying that while we were there. Paradise.
Yep.
Okay, so that's my next video coming this weekend. If you're in North Carolina, Jordan Lake is a wonderful campground. I could meet you all there. Thank you for that. We're looking for cheap places. Now, a lot of places will let people share. Like, we're in a state park and we're sharing one site. We do that all the time. But there are a few parks that won't, it's not like two cars, so don't let that confuse you. Some parks say two minivan campers are two campers, not just two cars, so they only allow one per site, but that's rare. So just be aware, and don't be upset if they tell you, you can't have two campers there, even if they're both minivans. So that's just a little tip there. But thank you for that. I'll be, now, I don't, if somebody on here knows how I could do this, I would hope you would send me an email or make a comment on the Facebook on how I can make the chats stay visible on rerun, replay. I haven't figured out. I looked at every little possibility of changing it. I never have seen how to make it stay up there. So we may have to do some other details on the Facebook page. I love the idea of camping together separately. Wish I could come. I wish you could too, Lisa. I'm originally from Maine. You might get a freeze, but snow is rarely early in October. Well, thank you for that. Yeah, I'm going to have to buy some more winter clothes. I've got a few sweatshirts, but I don't really have a coat. Okay, this way. It is so beautiful here. It's just breathtaking. And I'm trying very hard to imagine what all of this beautiful biodiversity of green things is going to look like when it's dazzling, brilliant colors. I mean, I know I love giant mountains, and there are plenty of mountains around here. They're not as big as they are out west, that's true, but they're every bit as beautiful. And I just don't think that out west they have the vegetation that can give a fall show like you're going to be able to see all the way down Route 1. And actually, if we don't travel too fast, we should be right in, as we go down. It starts in Maine, the fall colors, and then it gradually goes farther south. So if we travel too fast, we might hit green instead of red, gold, and orange. So we might, go slow enough that we enjoy everything along the way and see the best of the fall colors, because that's a really big reason for doing this road trip. Maine Route 1 and 1A are extremely scenic, but there will be places along the way where we're going through a city or something, big cities, right? Boston. Oh.
New York.
Yeah. That's
Outskirts of New
well,
York.
think of it as mountain climbing. Not every moment of mountain climbing is the most pleasant. But there might be things you want to. Some people might want to stop in cities. We're going through some of the big ones.
A lot of history in Boston. If you want to see that, you can't beat it.
Yep, there's a lot along the way. Okay, here's some more. 2 cars are allowed. I usually sleep in my car and pop up my clam tent or my small pea tent. Yes. Tent sites are about $16. Right. Well, if I have a choice between a tent site with no hookups and a free site, I'll take the free site every time. However, sometimes some of the free sites are kind of sketchy or something, or maybe too small for a group of us. So, in that case, I wouldn't, you know, I would consider a tent site. Now, some of the best sites that we've had have been in national forests. When we get to that point, I don't think Maine really has a national forest. They have public land that people can camp on. It's generally owned by the logging companies and their logging roads, or not logging roads, but like a Forest Service road. And I've heard that, I haven't done any of that, but I've heard that that's definitely available, and some of the apps will help you find places like that if you want. I'm in Freeport at the LL Bean. Yes, flagship store. They have RV parking lot. Yes, they do. I spent a night there at the LL Bean in, where did you say that was?
Freeport.
Freeport, yes. Freeport's a cute little town. Belfast is an adorable town. I did lunch at a city park in Belfast. It's a big park. It's absolutely beautiful. It has a beach included and beautiful views. That could be a good stop off for something like lunch. Stayed there a couple of nights. Yes, not consecutively. Right. I think I might have spent 2 nights there too. It was very comfortable with all the RVs there. Red, gold, orange equals cold weather. Yes, be prepared. Very good, Bright. Yes, layers, layers, layers. Socks, blankets, hoods, hats, maybe even gloves. Be prepared.
I have them.
Yeah, I need to get some more clothes. I got too many clothes now. I got too many summer clothes. All right. Anyway, let's see. Yes, be prepared with whatever kind of clothing you think you might need. Just, like a Girl Scout, be prepared. Do we have any questions and suggestions from people on here? Hand warmers. Yes, Ramona, thank you for that reminder. Hand warmers are wonderful. A heated blanket is nice. You have to have power for that, though. I may want to stop. No, I think I'm going to try to go refrigeration. It just will be easier not to have to find a place to plug in, or stop for several hours to let the solar panels. If I have an opportunity to get the solar panels up and charge my Blue Eddy and Opez, then I'll do that. But that's what I'm just going to be concentrating on, being the professional sightseer that I am. And so I'm going to try to not spend a lot of time trying to plug in. Virginia or above, depending on the date. Okay, so let me just remind those of you, and also anybody who may have joined later, that I need some information from you if you are definitely going on the trip. Now it's not coming up. Here it is. All right, I need a few things from you if you're definitely going. Send me an email if you're definitely going to butterflytracks, TRACKS, at AOL.com. I need to know your start point and your end point, like the city, not like the exact location or address you're starting and stopping at. But, just say you're starting in Jacksonville and you're ending in the Keys, or you're starting in Kent and you're ending in Philadelphia, or I don't know. So that's start point and end point of your route. Your phone number in case we need to contact you. And the year, make, model, and color of your rig, in case we need to find you if you're broken down on the road, so we can come and help. So I need that email from anybody who's serious about going, and that'll be the same thing pretty much that we'll need for going to Arizona too. That way we can keep up with each other, and it's too many. I get thrown too many things from different directions to ever organize it. Like, 2 different Facebook pages, comments on the channel, text, email, various things. I need to have it all go to Butterfly Tracks to organize it. And then we've got some volunteers that will put that all into a spreadsheet. Virginia, depending on the date. Yes, we will know soon, probably. Sometime in September, we will know, I think. We'll be able to gauge. Maybe by the middle of September, we should know when we're starting in probably the first week of October. And when it ends is up to you. You can go as fast or slow or stop or not stop. We cannot predict the end. And oh, someone asked about the keys. The keys to me are, to be honest with you, and I try to be honest, the keys to me are a photo op. I am not staying in the Keys. I've been there quite a few times. I don't really need to see anything there. If you've never been there, you should really explore. It's a little party town. There's some historic kind of things to see there. It's a very interesting place. It's a long way down there, but it's part of climbing the mountain for me. I mean, I would plant my flag with a butterfly on it if I could, like on the moon or something, but I'm not going to be staying there. It's a photo op. I want to take a selfie of me and whoever else is there at the time from our trippers, and then I'm probably out of there. In that case, I would not be heading back because it's a long way from the mainland of Florida down to the Keys. So I would stay if I could, but I don't think I'm going to try to find a camp. Finally, a job title I want. Professional sightseer. Yes, sirree. It's the best. Those with camper vans, careful to be alert to height restrictions, especially in the Northeast. Yes.
Yes.
Lee, tell them.
I was in New York.
Can you lean over this way?
I was in New York, and my GPS sent me down the road, and I noticed a sign that said camp only. Well, I had a big Class B plus, and I couldn't fit under the bridge. I had to pull over and call 911, and I guess everybody on the road called 911 to tell them there was an idiot with the camper on here. And finally, the police came, had to block off the road, and he did say, my camper was 9.3 and the bridge was 9.2.
Ooh, that's not good.
And he told me if I get over into the middle, then I would make it. And I questioned it, and he very politely said, I have been an officer on this route for 35 years, and you can do it. I did it.
So you have to watch those heights.
So
know your height.
Yes.
Know your height.
Yes.
Because like
yes.
I have a rooftop carrier that's taller than one I had before. It's like 2 inches taller. So now it's even harder to find a drive-through automatic car wash. I need to find the ones that are 7.6. It's not. I used to be able to get into 7.2, but now I need 7.6. So anyway, yeah, be aware of that. How far away is the start point to Bar Harbor? Well, you could Google that. Put in the start and end points. It's like 2 days, I think, wouldn't it? To Bar Harbor.
Yeah.
Boy, my experience in Bar Harbor, if you like crowds, standing room only, shoulder to shoulder, including walking across the road, people walking across the roads, narrow streets with totally packed with cars going both ways. Smart people who are parked alongside the road pull their mirrors in. Pull their mirrors in so that it's so narrow that cars going by don't smack them. While I was driving down that road, I pushed the button and pulled my mirrors in because I didn't want to smack somebody else. It was crowded. I do not want to go back to Bar Harbor, but if that's the kind of thing you like and want to go to those cute little shops, you can do that. Or you could do Camden. Camden's almost as bad. It's just a little bit smaller town. It's pretty packed too. But it might be better by then because of kids in school. Yeah, kids are in school, so maybe not as many families are traveling. So
leaf peepers by them.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be leaf peepers. We're gonna peep some leaves. That's what they call. That's what them Yankees call us Southerners up there. Leaf peepers. We're gonna peep some leaves out on the way. I hope they're beautiful. I'm sure they will, because everything is just it's so lush. I guess you can see back here. Everything's that healthy everywhere. They've had really good rain. All the trees are very healthy, which to me, after seeing what little color we get in Florida, if it's been a drought year, the very few rare trees that turn, the leaves just fall before they turn. So I think they're healthy enough to stay on the tree long enough to be really gorgeous, dazzling this year. Yes, AOL.com. Butterfly tracks, doesn't matter if it's capitals or not, just don't make any spaces. Butterfly, TRACKS at AOL.com. Buddy system, 2 or 3 or 4 people. I like that idea. I think we definitely should do that. I definitely, maybe we could start to pair up on the Facebook page. The thing you shouldn't do, and the thing that I can tell you doesn't work anyway, no matter how bad you want to do it, is if you're following behind somebody and this one gets through a light, then this one tries to run a red light to get up to not lose sight of you. Don't try to keep each other in sight. The Bob Wells caravans, they'll tell you what the location, the end location is, and then everybody should go separately to get there, because it's just, then what do you do if you happen to pass through a light and you're in front, you pull over and then you wait for them and then you got to get out in front, or you've got to turn and then not everybody gets out at the same time and then you're separated anyway. Doesn't work. It's just not worth the frustration. But pairing up and being close together, that's fine, but just not trying to stay within sight. That's dangerous. Yes, love a buddy system. I think that's a wonderful idea. That way, that group is in communication with each other, and it's not a big group trying to stay in communication. I think that's a much better way of doing it. All right, we decided last of this freezing of that off-grid wonderful place. You don't want to miss that. John, Facebook. Bye.
I feel like